Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Today we are looking at Age of the Primes Voyager class Brawl. But before we look at Brawl, I need to put on my facial protection gear. Hold up. So we may look at his box. So here we have the 3 of 5 for Bruticus, the 23 stats from Robot to Tank, age guideline, got Brawl on the side, Transformers Age of the Primes Combaticon Brawl. On the side, you get the Prime mural with Voyager class and Tilala on the top. On the other side, you get a mural of Bruticus with 3 of 5. You have Transformers Age of the Primes Brawl. On the back, you get Legalities, you get the Robot and All Mode with 23 steps. Again, that 3 out of 5. And here is the barcode for anyone who is looking for this guy out in the wild currently. Good. I can take my facial protection gear off it. Hold up. Now we can look at Brawl. Let's try to adjust the camera here. He looks really good, very G1 accurate. The sculpted detail looks really good, especially in the head. Very, very G1 accurate, and just an amazing sculpt overall. There's a Decepticon symbol on his arm, and while I can't say if it's G1 accurate or not because I don't know, it looks nice. There are, in my opinion, 3 major flaws with this figure. One flaw is the size. The plastic is very dense and the engineering is amazing, but I don't know if it's worth the Voyager price. You'll see in the size comparisons he's very similar in height to Blastoff and Vortex. One might say the engineering or parts count justifies the price point. May I point to TF1 Arachnid, potentially, which I have recently picked up. Though, if my understanding of how price allocation per wave works is correct, it'd make more sense for them to put more budget into Amalgamus than Brawl, given Amalgamus is, well, Amalgamus. But still, I feel he could have possibly been a large deluxe. Flaw 2 is, well, what do you think? If you've heard anything about this figure, you've heard about the stress mark. This stress mark right here. I even did the, let's see if I can get that in closer. That stress mark. I even did the fix and it's still there. This is, in my opinion, which may have been tainted by perspective end, absolutely unacceptable. We are paying Voyager price for this, and it has a lethal QC issue which can and probably will break some copies. Mine seems fine, but I really hope Swindle doesn't have the same issue. The final complaint comes from the accessories, specifically these two. They're not bad accessories at all, they just don't really attach well in the robot mode. These tabs right here go into these slots on the bottom of the tank turret. They don't attach the greatest if you are not very strong. You can also attach them on the sides like that, but no. Just no. The little button thing for my light ring is getting in my way and I need to move it. Here, under the desk you go. You can go on my leg. He also comes with a blast. With this blaster. It's just a standard blaster that goes into his hand. There is, however, weapon storage. It can go into this port here, or it can go into this slot. I personally like it in the slot a bit better because the port is very obviously supposed to be the opening of the tank. 9. Articulation on this guy is, by all accounts, pretty good. Head is on a ball joint. It can look up that far, down that far. It can tilt to a fair degree and rotate a full 360 degrees. Shoulders pull a full 360, hinge out to the side. You get a butterfly joint due to transformation at 2 points. It can butterfly forward here, and it can butterfly forward here. But there's also a backwards butterfly given that. You get a bicep rotation, single joint bend at the elbow that bends to 90, and this fist does not fold in for combined mode. It really should, especially because there's a pinhole right there, and what seems to have been a cut line right here, but they just didn't cut it. I'm assuming that's due to Hasbro's limited budget preventing it. No wrists, but he does have a waist joint, unlike the Constructicons, because this is not a ratchet joint. The reason this isn't a ratchet joint is because of the fact that he is attached to the Bruticus frame. Therefore, the actual ankle tilt strength is probably coming from that, combined with this. Therefore, it doesn't need to be a ratchet joint. Therefore, it's allowed to have a waist swivel. I understand why people don't agree with the whole it has a ratchet joint at the waist so it can't have a waist swivel thing, and I understand why you disagree, but kindly, I disagree. Hips kick forward that far, back that far, out to the side. Thigh rotation, pretty high cut, and there is some hollowness here, which is always unfortunate, but hey, whatever. You get a 90-degree bend at the knee, and finally feet that can pivot forward a little bit, and if you unlock them, can tilt really far to the side. So overall, articulation on Brawl is really just standard Voyager articulation, aside from the wrists. Now, we can get into size comparisons. We're going to do these 2 at a time. So here is the 86, the Studio Series 86 Leader Class Megatron, and the Studio Series 86 Voyager Class Thundercracker. Here he is next to his compatriot Combaticons, Vortex and Blastoff, and you can see especially here, this is maybe the size of a larger deluxe. Here is Bone Crusher and Scavenger, Scrapper and Mixmaster, and finally Long Haul and Hook. Now, with all of that, we can get into his transformation. Now, I particularly like this transformation. It's nice and complex. So the first thing you want to do, I like bringing the tank turret back. Then you want to open the chest, fold this up, and close the chest around the head. Then straighten out the arms, rotate these forward, and bring out this little bitty piece of the tank treads. Just leave it like that for now. Next, you want to straighten out the feet, and then you want to rotate the waist and shift this entire assembly up. Next thing you want to do is bring this out. Then you want to combine these assemblies. Then bring this around. It'll tab in here and here. Do the same on the other side. Bring open these panels. Then you want to collapse this assembly. Then you want to bring the arm up and make sure this panel goes underneath here. Do the same thing with the other side. I apologize if there's shaking sound. My closet is making that noise. Then you bring the tank turret down, and there you have Brawl in his vehicle mode. Tank mode is really good. Despite its gappy nature from the top, it's still a solid tank mode. Unfortunately, the wheels do not roll at all. However, the tank turret can rotate and go up and down. His accessory storage is also good. What I can only assume are anti-aircraft guns peg into the back here. The blaster goes into the same air peg that it slot that it did in the robot mode. Now, vehicle mode size comparisons. We're going to do this one at a time. So, first up we have Vortex, Blast Off, 86 Megatron, 86 Thundercracker, 86 Bone Crusher, Scavenger, Scrapper, Mixmaster, Long Haul, and Hook. Now, with all that being said, let's get into some final thoughts. Overall, do I think this is worth Voyager price? Yes. Old Voyager price. New Voyager price? They're pushing it. With the amount Voyagers cost now, we should be expecting dang near perfection, and this is not perfect. So I'd say get it on sale. I got it at full price, but I'd say it's not worth $43. With that being said, my fellow Cybertronians, until next time, goodbye, and let me find the thing here. Good night.